Joyce Coleman and Reverend Edward A. McClain are working hard every day to make Prestige Preparatory Academy one of the best schools in the country. I sit down one-on-one with Joyce, the principal and executive director of the academy, and Reverend Edward A. McClain, the board member, for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores, or listen to this interview later on the free iHeartRadio app. Well, Joyce Coleman and Reverend Ed McClain, it is so good to see you all.
Same here.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Well, I know that you and I have been trying to get in contact with each other for a while for an interview. And I know that one of your employees reached out to me because she basically told me about the Prestige Preparatory Academy, which is an all-boys charter school that recently just beat out the school district as far as closing a case with you guys that they leveraged against you earlier this year.
Yes.
What is it like for you to be the executive director of the Prestige Academy right now?
Right now, I can honestly say it is quite challenging, but it's the most rewarding job I've ever had.
Wow.
I love what I do. I love my boys. I love being there. And I know the person that got in touch with you gave you the snippet of 2016 we opened the only all-boy charter school in Charleston County right now. And we're doing great things. We're doing great things. We started out with a holistic educational philosophy. Rather than saying it was all about academics, we went out looking for teaching the whole boy, so that when our young men leave us, they know how to tie a tie. They know how to open the door for a woman. We went into great length with Raymond Winbush's book, The Warrior Method. And so we try to send that message to our boys. Listen, this is what we want from you. We want you, one, to have self-respect. Respect who you are and who you are. And respect women and respect your elders. These are three things you have to do in order to make it. So when I started writing this charter, it was right after the Walter Scott incident. And that just built in me, I want to send a message to young men. Look eye to eye. Don't ever turn your back and run from anything. Know when to step in and know when to step out. If it's not about you, you may step out. But if you can help, step in to help. And so that gentleman mindset, that being about who I am and who I represent, is what we try to put out there, the character building. The whole concept of when we talk about whole boy, we want them to be able to play the sports, know how to lose and know how to win. Because sometimes when we win, we get so cocky that we upset people. And then we want them to understand, as young men, they have a place in society. When we talk about at risk, young men are constantly at risk at one point or another in their life. They're at risk of their peers and trying to fit in, trying to be the man. They're at risk who they are, where they are at the time. Doesn't mean they have to stay in at risk. And doesn't mean it has to be academic risk. Or it doesn't have to be because you've had some discipline issues. I pride myself in being one of those schools that suspending a kid is not the first thing that we do. And we try to build those relationships. I know the mamas, I know the daddies, I talk to them. I talk to these little boys like they're my grandsons. I treat them with respect. At Prestige, we don't say, hey Johnny, hey Billy. Hello, Mr. Green, Mr. Wright, Mr. Williams, whoever you are. We give them that sir and their last names, and that's how we refer to them.
And you have a legendary folk here.
Yes.
Reverend Ed McClain, he's actually on your board.
Yes, he is.
I didn't even notice that. You just told me a few minutes ago. What is it like to have Reverend Ed McClain on your board?
That's an honor. And Reverend McClain knows everyone, and everyone knows Reverend McClain, so it's a good networking person on your side, you know. But I feel that he has been good for the school. He's been good for me. When times get rough, he kind of just goes, okay, bring it down. And he has a calming effect.
He does indeed.
Yes. So I feel grateful.
Grateful.
Yes.
What is the state of gentlemen, African American men, in public schools right now in your mind?
I talked about the reason with Walter Scott. Let me back up a little bit.
Okay.
I had an opportunity. I was an educator in Virginia.
Right.
I had an opportunity from the governor at that time, Mark Warner, he's now Senator Mark Warner, appointed me as one of 10 principals that he thought was making a change in schools. And he put me in a situation of sending me to University of Virginia, getting my credentials as a turnaround specialist. So I went back to the city of Portsmouth, and the superintendent was told, put her anywhere I could not say, no, I'm not going. Put her anywhere you want her to go. And that's what he did. I was like a bouncing ball. Every 2 years or so, I'm someplace else. And the reason why he did that, he put me in schools that were struggling. Well, I saw when they said, okay, you have to have a branding and you have to have a method. So my branding for every school, even when I left Charleston, I took this branding with me. I put on my marquee, the gifted place, because I believe we're all gifted in some way or another. And so I decided that my method was going to be separating boys from girls. And when I did that, I found that boys were excelling a lot faster, not being in with that competition with girls. They were doing well. And so one of the things that bothered me was that they were not reading. They were struggling, but they weren't reading. And so we went on with tackling reading as this is what we're going to do. We're going to let them read, give them the opportunity to read, to support reading, and then let them do the things they love. See, the boys love the science and the math. They will excel there. But they're kind of, and many times they don't want to read in front of other people because they can't read, or they can't read that well, that the fluency isn't there. So right now I see that we need to work on building them up and making them believe that they are somebody, that they make a difference, and they're going to make a difference in this world. And that's what I told them, you're going to turn Charleston around for the good things. You're going to do great things. And we've had kids that come in to really struggle, and we have seen, boom, they're moving. They're moving. So we want them to believe in who they are and that they can do anything they set their mind to do.
Wow.
And we stand behind that.
That's right. And Reverend Ed McClain, when you think of the young boys in the charter schools and public schools and education in Charleston County, where does your mind go to?
I'm grateful for Joyce Coleman.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm grateful for her because her mindset and ideas and thoughts and thinking has been along the path of the way I thought when I came through and served as principal of 2 or 3 schools. I wanted to see young boys became young men as they grew up. Wanted to hear them be respectful of themselves and be respectful of elders. There's a time now when I see much of this as leaving the schools. But I'm grateful that when I look over at Prestige, that I see Ms. Coleman still getting them to see who they are and whose they are. So much to the point where they're called Mr., they're called Sir, and they pass that information on to each other so that there's a level of respect for them while they're growing through the ranks in school. And I see this as being in 6 years from now. I'm giving them 6 years because that's the 6th grade year this year I think we've got it. But I see every kid in that school graduating. I see every one of them moving on to a college of a sort and becoming who they are destined to be. Because somebody trusted them, somebody had faith in them. And when I look at what Ms. Coleman is doing, I tell you, I go home at night smiling every night, because Prestige is going to be an icon of education for the city of Charleston.
Why do you have faith in them, Ms. Joyce?
Because I walk by faith. But what Reverend McClain just said is, in his own words, what our vision is. Our vision is we empower boys to raise the bar and become young men of intellect, integrity, and compassion. The boys stand out in front of the school each morning, and that's what they said. And then they go back to the theme of health. They said, you know, I am good, I am kind. You know, they believe who they are. And sometimes we have to circle them around. Hey, wait, who did you say, you know, you are? Each of them have a disciplined contract.
Okay.
Let's talk about this contract. You said they understand that the signature that you put, even though you might not even be able to read it, anyone else can read. The point is the signature that you put there says this is what you believe in. You have made a contract with me and the school. This is what you're going to do. You're going to be on your best.
Who else believes in this school?
Oh, goodness. My board believes in the school, our parents and our community, our faculty. I have right now Miss Tina Reddy, who's with NAN.
Right.
Just came on board and said, I want to help you. We have to build our enrollment. That is very important. We have to build it up. And so she's out there canvassing communities,
Right.
places, trying. I mean, she's at the point, okay, you stay right here. I'm going to go get, I know she believes it. And there are other people that have come to the table that have volunteered from the city council in North Charleston that have come in and said, we believe in this. We want to see you be successful. I don't want to call names, but yeah, there's quite a few people that believe in what we're doing. Romy, thank you. Probably say more.
Okay. May I also add,
Please.
because I don't want to leave this out.
Okay.
Last year, we were hamstrung by transportation. We had no bus, no transportation. As a result, we lost a number of students via that route. We've got a bus this year, 72 passenger bus,
Wow.
and we are
Yeah.
ready to roll.
Yeah.
Ready to roll. So I just want to pass that on
Please.
to the parents out
So
there.
they believe in us.
And let them know that you're going to see this is a new year. You're going to see a new student in that school this year. And I predict that in 2 years, we're going to have another conference here with you. And you're going to ask the question, and we're going to say to you, well, the scores are here. They're here. Because we see the opportunity now for movement that these boys are really going to take advantage of as they come with us.
Prestige Preparatory Academy.
Yes.
By the numbers, you talk about enrollment. Where are we with enrollment right now?
Right now, we are, with what the recruitment we've done recently, we're close to between 75 and 80. We need to have 85 students enrolled by the end of this month. I think we're going to get, I know we're going to get there, but I would like to see it go beyond 85. I would like for my cup to runneth over.
Amen.
And so what was said is, you have not because you ask not. So I'm asking the community, give us a chance. If you want to see test scores, we have the evidence. We can show the distance we have made, the accomplishments we've made, and the distance we've grown.
What are those accomplishments?
When you say what, by grade level?
Yes,
or by,
ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All grade levels grew. All of them grew as much as we wanted them to. But in those areas where the strong testing is in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade,
Right.
3rd grade was just awesome. Their scores jumped. 4th and 5th moved, but that's just on map. We have not yet received what the results are going to be on the SE Ready.
Oh, yeah.
That won't come out until sometime July or August, maybe late August before we get that. But in the preliminary testing, because Charleston County had to decide what kids were going to get 3rd grade reading and we only had one child that actually qualified for that.
Okay.
So it says that on the test, the preliminary testing, they did well. But I think that testing is good. And that testing is something people can see the numbers for and all that. But I guess the question that I wish people would ask, how are the boys doing? How do the boys handle what goes on in the school on a daily basis? Sometimes we get young men that are just, maybe for one reason or another, maybe angry. And so we're working through discipline issues with them. We're bringing them around because our idea is that we don't want to lose our boys. We want them to stay there. And so we work with them on those things that they need, the issues that they have. We work with that.
What is a typical day for a student at Prestige Preparatory Academy, that is?
The school day starts at 7:45. There is a morning activity. It's usually Read World or something like that. They do reading, newspaper reading, things of that nature. They have breakfast. After breakfast from 9 until basically 12 o'clock is a 3-hour language block or math block, depending on which time you go into that. Then they have lunch. After lunch, they go from 1 to about 3:30 or 4, that they are in their math, social studies, STEM, that sort of thing. And then at 3:30, they go to supper. From 4 to 5 is either enrichment or innovation support, if they need intervention support. If they need support in a particular area, if they didn't do well on the math test in a particular area, we designed the school so they have these small intervention sessions and they go into them. So they stay in school from 7:45 until 5. We have a built-in before school program and an after school program for the working parents that need that sort of thing.
Where is your support from the Charleston County School District?
Well, I can say this. The board approved the charter. They did do that. They approved the charter.
May I also
Go for
just, because I really want to say thank you to the superintendent and to board members
Okay.
for at least have the faith in us to believe that we can be who we are, who we will be. And with that faith, they gave us that support that we moved into a new year this year. And we look forward to help from them that they're going to give us, so that at the end of this year, you're going to see a prestige that you've never seen before.
Okay. What more help do you need from the school district?
Reverend McClain, I'll yield to you.
We need the faith and the trust that we are going to do exactly what we say we are going to do. They're going to see young boys grow through the grade levels. They're going to see the academic arena
Okay.
of these young fellas rise to the top to do what we feel that they are capable of doing. We are going to allow the school system as a whole to sit back and stick out their chest and say, you know, we are glad that we supported Prestige Preparatory Academy.
I guess my question is this. Is the Charleston County School District capable of handling this type of energy, this type of school?
I think Charleston County is quite capable of doing many things.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like to say, I hope they would look upon us as seeing what we're doing and seeing the need and looking within themselves, what are they doing with other schools that they could possibly do that would make a difference at Prestige? My number one concern right now is I need support with mental health. Just like any school in the country, everybody's saying, we need support with mental health. We need that. Our boys need someone to talk to. They talk to me, they talk to the teachers, but sometimes that outside entity coming in and showing an interest. You know, I think that come see what we're doing. Don't sit back and think you know or make assumptions when you don't know. And that's for anyone that's out there listening. You want to know what's going on at Prestige? Don't listen to the naysayers or the negativity. Come in the doors. Sit in a classroom. See what's happening. See what these boys are doing day by day. And some boys may have been dismissed in another school. They come to us, that the question was been asked of us, do we want to be an alternative school? No, we do not. We want to give the chances, the second chances, the third chances, and all of that. But we want them to believe this is a school. We don't have all the resources that I would love for. I would love to have 2 teachers in the classroom and money in the bank and all of that. We don't have that. But what we do have are parents that genuinely care, that come every event. We have parents. When we have an event, you can't find a place to sit. Parents come. They come to support. Come see that kind of stuff. See the people that believe in us and ask them, why do you believe in Prestige? Why is your child still here? What are you getting? I had Tina to tell me the other day, she says, I met a lady in the parking lot somewhere, and she said she just stopped praising the school. She said, my kid has been there since the doors opened, and I'm so proud. That's one of the young men that was struggling when he got there. He passed all of his math tests.
Wow.
Up to what NWA said it needs to be. So I think that Charleston County has a lot they could give us or help us with or support us with. You know, maybe they will. Maybe they will see that this is what that we don't have to wait 6 years, as Rev. McClain has said.
Right.
You know, I know the proof is in the test scores, but sometimes if you just come in and look, you can see the proof of what's going on in that classroom. You can hear. You talk to the children. I have every fraternity, and it is. A school is made not for the fraternity, but for probably at School of Alpha, School of Omega.
Right.
What I want the fraternities, come in. I would like for every boy to have a mentor. I had that when I was in Virginia. It was the Navy Yard that did it. But every boy in that school had a mentor, not to buy gifts for, but that would come in and help and work with them. And if it was a day they couldn't come, they cared enough about the boys to call back and say, listen, I can't make it today, but I'll be there. We need that kind of support in Charleston County. Where are the men? You know, every year we ask to open the school doors for men to come and stand there on that first day of school wearing a tie. You know, I want my boys, they wear a necktie every day. You know, I want the men there welcoming the men for another year at Prestige. So, yeah, we need our board, our CCSD board, to support the concept.
Why the politics?
Politics, that's the way the world runs. I don't know. I don't know why the politics. I don't know. I've been asked all kinds of questions. Why you leave Virginia and come here? And I'm like, well, you know, I was a principal on Johns Island. I was a principal at Mount Zion.
Right.
I was a principal at Mount Zion when it was a failing school. They put me there, and 2 years it got the Palmetto Silver. So, you know, I have a track record of doing great things in schools. Give me that opportunity to do it here. I'm not Jesus. I can't snap my fingers as bewitched and make it happen overnight, but I'm willing to pull up the sleeves and get in there. Whatever I ask my teachers to do, I will do. I ask them to teach a particular thing, I'll teach it. So I can't tell you why the politics. All I can say is I got to bend and roll with them because I need them to move to the next step.
Have you been able to invite any of the school board members or the superintendent to Prestige for a
Oh,
tour?
yeah. Oh, yes. Shortly after we got the paperwork about closing, they said, I got a call that the board was coming. And I thought the board was coming, but I think 3 people came. They stayed maybe about 30 minutes, and they left. Not much conversation with me. I'm not sure exactly what the visit was about, but they did come. The superintendent came in the end of 2016 school year.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the day she came, I was looking at a building for this past school year for us to go in. And I called and said, I'm on my way. By the time I got there, she was gone. So I didn't get, but I said the thank you letter and all because it was important that she showed up, that our kids got to see her there. But yes, they have been invited.
What will be the headline next for the Prestige Academy in your mind?
Yeah, that would be a great one. Yes, I think the headline, if anything, it would say we had in the Post and Courier there was an article written, got off to a rough start. And, you know, I think my heart would just jump for joy. We had one like making lemonade out of lemons, you know, because we've had some challenges. We've had some challenges, but, you know, when we make mistakes and we have challenges, that's just grooming for something better. I try to teach the boys that you didn't do it right. We live by that, the power of yet. We haven't gotten there yet, but we're on our way. So that's in my hallway with their test scores. The power of yet. We believe in the power of yet. Haven't gotten there yet, but we will get there. So, yeah, making lemonade out of lemons.
Well, Joyce Coleman and the Honorable Reverend McClain, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
For having us.
Anytime.